Hey guys! So, I will be stopping this when I'm at a stoplight, and the only reason that I started it is because driving out of the empty half of a parking lot. But anyways, I just dropped my kids off for their first week of Awana this year, and they're very excited. Lewis graduated up to a Sparky. And for those of you who don't know what Awana is, it's basically a place where kids can go to learn Bible verses and songs. It mainly focuses on the Bible verses portion of it, but they have songs and they play games, and the kids love it. Lewis was very towards the end of last year, he was like, I don't want to come back. And I was like, okay, that's fine. And then the very last day, he was like, oh no, I definitely want to come back. And so this year he was like, so excited for it. And Pete was like, I thought you didn't want to go back. And he was like, no, I want to go back, Dad. He just gave him this look like he was crazy. And Pete's like, all right, maybe I'm crazy, but he's not. Anyways, so a couple of things I wanted to do. One, it was funny, I was just thinking about it. I noticed I was wearing my WNCC Cougars shirt that I got on orientation for college, and I kind of felt guilty, and I have really until recently, every time that I wear it, because I'm like, well, I shouldn't wear it, I'm not a Cougar. I didn't actually attend any classes, and I've kind of been carrying around this guilt of not going, and my counselor kind of was like, maybe that should be your goal for this next couple of weeks, is, to work on owning, this was the decision that I made, and I need to be okay with it. And so I really have been kind of thinking about that, and it was valid. The reasons I chose not to go were actual valid reasons. I didn't just, go, oh, I'm scared, I'm dropping out. Anyways, so anytime I use my WNCC water bottle, or anytime that I wear my shirt, or anytime I, was like, oh, I'm so glad I didn't put that decal that they gave me on my car, the last couple of days I have to stop myself and go, actually, I did attend WNCC. I just attended the adult education program through WNCC, but I am still a Cougar, and not that kind of Cougar, but I am still a Cougar. And, I did go to WNCC. I just didn't go for a degree yet. So yeah, that's something I've been having to remind myself, and I'm very proud of myself for being like, you know what, no, I did go. I do get to wear this, anyways, but I wanted to share with you all things that take up space in my brain. I think we're on part 6 now. So now after, 3 minutes of rambling, I'll tell you this one. But anyways, things that take up space in my brain, part 6. I have worked at restaurants, and one restaurant that I worked at, I was promoted. Actually, I think every restaurant I've ever worked at, I've been promoted into some form of management. And every restaurant that I've worked at, I loved it until I got promoted into management. Same with every other place that I've worked. Basically, anytime I've been promoted into management, I stopped enjoying my job. So I just am not, I don't think I'm cut out for that form of manager, in the sense that I just really don't enjoy it. Anyways, I was working one evening, and this gentleman came in, and he, very gruff right off the start, very rude, was like, I want to speak to the manager because you guys always get my food wrong, and I want the manager to cook my food, and I'm going to make sure it gets right tonight. And all I could think was, I have not been trained how to cook yet. And that was one thing that bugged me at 2 out of the 3 jobs that I did, was I didn't know how to cook. And I am the type of person that if I'm a manager, I want to know the ins and the outs of every job, because if you expect me to manage, you had better expect me to help every single employee that needs help, and that means the kitchen, the wait staff, the dishwashers. I don't care who it is, I need to know how to do their job, so that A, if somebody gets sick, I can step up, B, if we get busy, I can step up. That's part of being a manager, is you're supposed to be able to do that type of thing. And I couldn't. And it really bugged me at 2 of my jobs. And anyways, so he comes in and he's like, I want the manager to cook my meal and blah, 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 and goes on this little tangent. And I go, well, sir, actually, I am the manager. And no joke, oh, it's a red light, good. No joke, he looks at me, looks me up and down, and goes, and turns around and walks out. And I just went, have a nice night. And there were like 3 customers in the restaurant at the time because it was pretty late. I want to say it was the one overnight shift that I had to work because the server had called in, and so I was already not in a good mood. And this guy's coming in giving toot, and so I very sarcastically just, have a nice night. And the like 2 or 3 customers that were in there just busted up laughing, and the cook was laughing, and it was just like, I guess I just didn't look like manager material, which at the time I would have been, what, 21, 22? No, I would have been 21. So I was 21 and short, and, you know, like I probably didn't look like much of a manager, but he wanted to judge based on looks, and honestly, I was so happy that I didn't have to put up with him because I genuinely did not know how to cook. I think there was one time, I'm going to keep talking because I'm still driving and I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to take my eyes off the wheel for more than like 0.1 seconds, and I'm definitely not going to stop the video. But anyways, there was another time where someone asked for a manager to cook the meal, and so I had to go back in the kitchen because I was the only manager on duty at that time and I didn't know how to cook. And so I go back into the kitchen and I cooked this man's meal, and everything was overcooked, and it was one of those where looking at the plate I went, this is not appetizing to me, and I cooked it, you know, but it was what I could do, you know, and the cook that was there sat there and he coached me through it and he did his best to help me, but the guy did not want anyone to touch his food other than the manager. No one was supposed to touch his food. And so I did my best, and he didn't complain, and he left a tip, and, you know, I was like, all right, like, but I know that it was not, he would have been better off having the actual cook that was there cook it. But it is what it is, you know, I did what I could do, and yeah, honestly, I don't think I will ever, I don't want to say ever, but it will take a lot to get me into a management position again if I ever work at a store or a restaurant or something like that again, because I don't like enforcing rules that I don't agree with. The last job that I had, I tried to manage based on the way I had managed at every other job I had had and the expectations that we were held to at other jobs, and the expectations at that job were not the same. So I became quickly not liked because I was the only manager that held people to these super high strict standards that I had always held people to and been held to and been expected to hold people to. So yeah, it would take a lot for me to take a position like that again. But anyways, this is a 9-minute long video, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off. I just got home, but I hope you guys have a great evening. Remember that life is too short not to share your stories, and also remember that I love you. Bye.